Protesters marched down Constitution Avenue Thursday outside the White House turned fortress, guarded this week by a thicket of law enforcement. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is demanding President Trump detail exactly which forces took over the city streets.
Some without identification, others without justification.
We saw D.C. Metropolitan Police, who usually patrol the city, and clearly marked Secret Service.
This is a corner that's about 2 blocks from the White House. You can see these big fences that they've put up here to keep the protesters out. Behind me, we have a lot of different people that are from the military.
Many were National Guard soldiers. We also saw officers from the Drug Enforcement Agency, the name stamped on their backs. There was no sign of the unmarked federal officers seen during the turbulent first part of the week. In a letter to President Trump, D.C.'s mayor cited unidentified federal personnel among reasons she'd like troops and federal officers to leave the city. The head of the Bureau of Prisons said his officers should have had more identification.
We normally operate within the confines of our institution, and we don't need to identify ourselves. I probably should have done a better job of marking them nationally as the agency.
U.S. Attorney General William Barr directed the federal response. He says the FBI, ATF, and U.S. Marshals were also on the ground in a city where the federal government always has enormous power. The show of force, he says, was to stop looting and violence.
The Department of Justice is working to restore order in the District of Columbia and around the nation.
Barr says his officers are also there to defend the rights of the crowds. Protesters just may not know who they are. Patrick Terpstra, Newsy, Washington.
Don't shoot!